Welcome back to Spiritual Tea, where soul meets truth. I'm your host, Anjali, also Third Eye Ange, and today our topic is going to be something that is very sacred to me, and I've been kind of holding on to the topic and wanting to talk about it. So today we're talking about friendships, the ones that evolve with us and the ones that fall away as we heal and grow and step deeper into our spirituality and who we're ultimately meant to become. It's not easy to outgrow people who once meant so much and felt like home, but sometimes your healing can require you to leave behind the connections that once nourished your soul. And today, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So let's take a nice deep breath together and exhale what no longer aligns. So let's talk about why friendships shift as you grow. Friendships normally shift as you grow because you're not the person that you used to be anymore. And that is the actual blessing, right? But the truth is that when you evolve, your relationships are tested. And some people were aligned with you when you were in your survival self, your unhealed self, and your people pleasing, over giving, stay small to be loved self. Okay, and now that you've started to reclaim your light, you might feel like, there's a distance, or, you don't really align in your mind. Align, right? The word align, that's misused and overused, right? But this is not because they're bad. This is just because you're different. And growth ultimately disrupts comfort. Healing interrupts dynamics. And spiritual awakening reveals misalignment. And this is something I've had to research and understand and even adopt myself in friendships and areas where, I have some friends that will not speak to me, and I don't even know why. And so at the end of the day, no matter how much you miss them or the friendship, I guess you end up finding or coming to a place where you have to understand that either they felt like it was no longer aligned, or the time has come for us to kind of go our separate ways, right? Here are a few signs that friendships are no longer aligned. So there are some signs that you might be feeling or experiencing. So you feel drained instead of nourished after talking. They dismiss your healing journey or spiritual language. You feel like you have to shrink to keep the peace. You're always the one holding space but never held, and they only connect with you on the terms that you are being who you used to be, or who they are used to you being. And if that hit you in your soul, then you're not alone. And it's not about cutting people off. It's really about creating space for truth so that you have space to blossom and flower and grow. Now, I want to touch on something really quickly, and that is friendship grief, and how real that is, how badly that can hurt or make you uncomfortable, and all the not appealing feelings, and how that can feel. So outgrowing a friend can sometimes feel as painful as a breakup, sometimes even more, depending on who the friend is and how many years you've known each other, the secrets they know about you, the laughter you've shared, and the lifelines that have crossed, right? And yet some friendships don't make it, and they're not meant to walk with you forever. And they were a sacred friend for a season that led you to where you needed to go, and releasing them is an act of self-respect, not betrayal. And love in some cases as well, because love does not constrict or control. Love is free. So it's really important for you to take the time to grieve that friendship, honor whatever it is that you shared with that person, but also honor who you're becoming. Honor the reason why this is no longer working. Now, you all know I'm pretty solution based, so how can we call in a soul aligned friendship? So there's some important things to remember here, right? So not all friends leave, right? Some evolve with you, some grow with you, they move with you, they change with you, they celebrate your growth, they speak your new language, or they try to. And they also hold you accountable. They pour into you just as much as you pour into them. And if you're reading in between the lines, know this: you are not hard to love. You are just harder to manipulate or dim. And it's really important that you hold space for the new friendship that matches your new frequency. In that means that, being comfortable with the letting go concept and allowing yourself to be and feel whole in the moment in which you are, aka presence, right? Being present and allowing yourself the space to meet new people, greet them, and not just greet them with an energy of, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you, but really greeting them with an energy of, maybe a sense of forwardness about what you're looking for in a friendship and where you are on your journey. And not forwardness toward them, but forwardness towards you. Someone that's confident in who they are, how they show up, and what they have to offer, even in a friendship, ultimately. It's important to remember that your healing will shift your relationships. And the people that, I hate to say it, but the people that really love you are the people that are going to go with that. They're going to try to understand where you are, what's happening, what's going on. And they might even open themselves in their mind to see beyond the veil and what is in front of them, and understand with their whole entire self exactly where you're going. It's really important that, we remember that some friendships are built on trauma bonds, and some are built on your silence, your unhealed wounds, the things that bother you, the things that you haven't healed yet that are waiting to be healed. Some friendships thrive in the energy of that. And as you're growing and you're navigating, it's really important to learn to be okay with things having their time, and then separating them, or separating from them if they no longer understand you. I personally have had interesting times within friendships. I think a lot of situations might say that I'm not the best friend, and I don't necessarily know how to maintain those relationships. And I think another part may say, oh, she's a great friend, but she doesn't make the time. Whatever your circumstances or however your friendships will define you, it's really important to remember that we are all a product of our circumstance. So people may be having different experiences and different lives ultimately, right? Where they're facing challenges or, living their best life. But at the end of the day, I think based on how you grow up and based on how you felt about friendship, based on how friendship treated you as you were growing, that will depict how you show up as an adult. And, personally, I didn't realize it until recently how my friendships have affected me from, a young girl to a teen to now, or a young woman, and now, a full grown woman. And, I think I placed a lot of value on my friendships, not knowing that everyone doesn't behave like you, or having these expectations that were maybe even ingrained in me because of my culture. And at the end of the day, what I ended up realizing is that no one's going to think like you, no one's going to be like you. But there are people that align and understand the frequencies of your thought. And in that, you may be required to let go of friendships from the past. Now, on this journey, I hope this message finds you well. And it's really prompted by my personal experience in finally letting friendships go that really helped me grow and really helped me evolve. But realizing that I can't stay there, realizing that God has more for me, and I don't have to be disappointed in what I lost. I can grieve what I lost, value it, cherish it, and prepare myself for more abundance, for more blessing, more love, and more support. I love you so, so much. Mwah. Bye.